Good morning, Teresa with Our Home Life. I am almost out of creamer, so I'm going to make a little more of that today. And then I have some bananas that are very ready to be made into some yummy banana bread. So I'm going to get those done. First, I'm going to make the creamer. And it's just a can of sweetened condensed milk and 2 cups of, the recipe that I found was 2 cups of whole milk. I like to do 1 cup of milk and 1 cup of half and half. And last time I made this, I just measured out a cup of milk and then poured it into the can to see about where it was. And it's just a little less than this can. And could you hand me the vanilla, please? First, and there's lines in there, and it's to the top line almost, so just a little shy of the can. And I'm sure you could put the whole can worth of milk or cream or whatever in there. Put just some imitation vanilla. And I don't measure that, it just whatever feels right, and after we taste it, we'll see if it needs a little bit more or not. And I don't put sugar in my coffee, and this is the perfect amount of sweetness between the milk and the vanilla. The only issue that I find with this is, like on this straw, I'll show you, the top where you pour it will kind of stick. So I did save this time one of my old creamer containers, and I'll probably end up pouring it into that so that it's easier to pour and not get a mess everywhere. And there it is, just a fresh batch of creamer. After this one's gone, we'll give this a taste, see if it needs a little more vanilla. I want to experiment with some other flavors. I did try once a cinnamon, sorry, I can't remember what it was, but it had cinnamon in it, and I thought, oh, that's going to be amazing, and it was not. I definitely put too much cinnamon in there. I've been trying to find, hazelnut is my favorite creamer, so I've been trying to find a hazelnut extract somewhere, and I can't find it in any local stores, and online it's more than I'd like to spend on it, so that's not something that I'll be doing anytime soon. Hopefully I can find one local that's less inexpensive, but we'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and put all this away, get everything out to start making banana bread. And my family prefers, most of my family prefers chocolate chip banana bread. I don't. I love banana bread just plain old banana bread. So I always make a double batch, and I make one regular and one with chocolate chips in it. I have plenty of bananas, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 bananas. So I could probably make 3 batches there. I might end up just putting 1 batch worth of bananas in the freezer. They're just ready to be used up now. So let me get everything changed out and I'll start that. Okay, I got everything out for banana bread. This is my mom's banana bread recipe, and one day I will be able to make it as good as hers, but this is as close as I can get for now. She makes her own butter. She uses the buttermilk from making her butter to do it. She's got her farm fresh eggs, and hers is the best. But for now, this works. So I'm going to give you guys the recipe for 1 batch of banana bread, but I don't think I've ever made just 1 batch. I think I've always doubled it. And so I'm starting to make my own cookbook. I have one that I had over by the stove that's a big binder, and it has all the recipes that I've printed out, and I really like it, but it's a pain to get it out from behind the glass, and it's so big in this tiny kitchen that it's too much for right now. So what I'm doing is I'm writing down the recipe with a single recipe and a double recipe, because most of the things I make a double batch of, but I don't want to just think that a double batch is normal. So I'm writing down the regular, just a single batch, and then the double batch as well. And then the most simple directions. I read through recipes and it's like, pour this in, and then pour this in, and then pour this in. And I'm like, you just, all the way to here, put all those together and blend it up and it works fine. I don't like reading through all of the directions to just make whatever I want to make. So if I can condense it down and make it just as simple as possible, it's what works best for me. So that's what I'm doing. I just haven't put my mom's recipe in that book yet. So I have just this one that is also handwritten and very simple ingredients. You cream the first 3. I always put a line underneath where, like some recipes you see, it has, butter up here, and then the sugar would be down here, and then the baking soda, and they're all mixed up, and then it says, okay, cream these ones together. Well, why aren't they at the top of the ingredient list together? Why not just have them together, say, do the first 3? It just seems easier to me. So first 3 ingredients are 3/4 cup of butter. I have 1.5 cups for doubling, and 1.5 cups of sugar. So I'm going to do 3. I'll go ahead and pause here. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And I always put just a little bit less sugar than it calls for, because we put in the chocolate chips. Okay, now I'm gonna mix this together and then we'll add the rest of the ingredients. Now we need a 1/2 cup buttermilk, and I just always keep this buttermilk powder on hand. And 4 tablespoons is 1 cup. And since I'm doubling, that's what's needed for the recipe. And then you just add in the equal amounts of water for it. So a cup of water, 2 eggs, I'm going to mix this up before I add the rest of the ingredients, just to slowly incorporate it, because that's quite a bit of liquid. And before I get too much further, I just want you to see that is normal. It should look kind of like curdled milk. The first couple of times I made this, I thought for sure I had messed up and wanted to remake it. And I called my mom each time and I was like, why does it look like that after I've added in the buttermilk? And she said, that's what it looks like. So now that that's mostly mixed together, I'm going to add the rest of the ingredients, and that is 1.5 cups of banana. And I find that 3 bananas is about that. And the riper, the better. So when it looks like you should be tossing your bananas, that's the perfect time to make banana bread. And then 2 cups of flour. I'm going to put the salt and vanilla in first. It is 3/4 teaspoon of salt. So I'm going to do 1.5 teaspoons. And vanilla says 1 teaspoon. And then I'm going to slowly mix in 4 cups of flour. So I will do that, and then I'll show you what it looks like, and I'll give you the rest of my instructions I have down here for when I do double it. So it's all mixed up, and I wrote down on the bottom for when I make a double batch, which is, like I said, every time. So double tips. 1, back in Pennsylvania, I still have it, it's just in storage. I have a big 24 count regular size muffin pan, and I think it's 48 of the baby muffin pans. And that's what I would normally make. I would make the 24 pan, the 24 regular muffins, and do half of them chocolate and half of them regular. And so what I would do is I would put the half regular in the pan, and then I would get a regular size bread pan, not this obviously, a regular size one, and I measured out how much it was, 3.5 cups, to make the mixture split, so I didn't have to dirty more than I needed to. So I would do the half of the muffins, and then I would do 3.5 cups in a muffin pan, and then I would mix the chocolate chips in, fill the rest of the muffin pan out, and fill the other loaf pan out. But today my daughter requested little mini loaves. So what I think I'm gonna do is 2 mini loaves, a 7x7 pan. I'm going to do 1 jumbo muffin and the rest mini muffins. So I'm going to get those all, my plan is to just do half and half in each, except for this. I would probably just do this one regular without chocolate chips in it. So I'll just do, fill up half, and then I'll show you when it's all done. And it's going to take me a whole year to bake all of these in the oven. So, actually I might not be able to do the mini. I'll have to check if it even fits in the oven. If it doesn't, then I'll just do the regular muffin pan. But I'll get these all sorted out and show you everything when it's all done. And hopefully, I'm trying to see what I can freeze, because I make all of this stuff and then we have to eat it all, which is fine, But then 2 days later, I want to make something else because I didn't just want banana muffins. So I'm trying to see what I can make a good batch of, put in the freezer, and then make another good batch of something a couple days later. And that way we're not trying to eat 100 muffins or banana items. And then 2 days later I'm wanting to make, millions of no-bake cookies or whatever. So that's my plan. I'm going to try and freeze a few of each kind. The mini, maybe one of the jumbo, probably not because those are my favorite. And maybe some regular ones. I'm not sure yet. I'll show you all when it's done. But that is hopefully my plan. So I'll get these all done and bring you back. I couldn't wait anymore to finish the rest of the video. So this is part of it. I've got 24 of the mini muffins that are all chocolate chip in the oven, and this still needs to be cooked. This one's chocolate chip. These are just plain, and then I have the vanilla creamer, and I haven't tried it yet. I think we're out of the other jug, so my husband will be volunteering to try that and see if he likes it or if it needs a little more vanilla. If you have any suggestions of what you would do to make different flavors, I'd appreciate hearing them. So far I've only done the vanilla and the cinnamon one. The cinnamon was not great. I think maybe just less cinnamon it would work. But I can't wait any longer to get into this banana bread with some fresh butter right on top. It's just the best. So hopefully you give this a try. It says my mini muffins are done, but I don't think so. So thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.